concocted a lot of schemes in my day of getting back at people.
On August 13th, Todd and his wife, Julie Chrisley, were indicted on charges of tax evasion and other financial crimes. Then, Todd's oldest daughter, Lindsay, came forward with some shocking allegations. She filed a police report accusing her family of the unthinkable. She claims her father threatened to release a sex tape of her if she didn't agree to lie for him.
According to this ex-business partner, Mark, he said at one point Chrisley had to pay $38,000 to someone that was blackmailing them because they were aware of their intimate relationship and the fraud that was going on in his business. Mark also claims the reason why he falsified documents on behalf of the Chrisleys was because of this intimate relationship.
It's the crown jewel.
Everybody has issues they're dealing with, whether you're dealing with issues with your children or your family members, or we all have something that we're dealing with.
For many years, Julie Chrisley and Todd Chrisley fooled everyone into thinking they were the picture-perfect religious Christian couple. But the curtain has finally fallen, and things continue to get messier. After all sorts of monetary frauds, now Julie is accusing her husband of having an affair, and that too with a man. How much of this is true? You're about to find out now. The Chrisley family have appeared in multiple TV shows since 2014. The family has one image, a God-fearing, perfect Christian family. And for many years, people all over the world believe this image presented to them in multiple shows. It would have been outrageous that a family like this would be involved in any sinful acts. But would you believe it? Turns out everything they presented on TV was nothing but a fraud. Things continue to get messier by the day for the family, and it seems like there's no end in sight for the bad times. If the monetary fraud and the long prison sentence wasn't enough, Todd's image as a family-loving guy, a devoted husband and father, has also come crumbling down. Julie has accused him of having an affair with their employee, Mark Braddock, and essentially destroying her life and her family's. And as you can very well imagine, Mark, too, is a married man. The Chrisleys' family's reputation and years of building a career all went down the drain as the devout Christian scorned gay lover, laying bare details of their sordid affair on the stand. Mark came to court with some jaw-dropping truths. He revealed to the court that Todd Chrisley, whom everyone saw as a very respectful father of 5, was in fact cheating on his wife with him. The two men had an affair. What's even more shocking is that he had been the one to turn the reality star into the FBI.
Were very serious crimes. The fraud was extensive, and there was really no remorse being shown.
What we will not do is we will not break, because God didn't bring us this far to drop us off.
They sought out the spotlight right at the time that they knew that they were not paying their taxes.
The Chrisley family only just recently got into trouble with the law, but the trouble in Julie and Todd's married life had started long ago. Todd had an affair with Mark back in the early 2000s before breaking it off. Initially, the pair remained close, forming what Braddock described as a brotherhood before the relationship soured in 2012, when Chrisley threatened to call the police on him. Mark made the surprising accusations in court that the two men had a year-long romantic relationship in the early 2000s. He also spoke in detail about Chrisley's crimes, claiming that he had not only been a witness to them, but that he had even helped commit them. Mark revealed all the Chrisley family's secrets as he explained to court how the two men had worked together at a real estate company from 2005 to 2012. Instead of keeping things professional, they ended up having a very intimate year-long relationship. Even though the relationship ended just a year after, the two continued to be close, not just as friends, but also as business partners. Mark continued to help the couple evade tax and commit fraud. Things got a little more complicated, however, when the two men got into a massive blowout, and Todd ended up threatening Mark. Mark decided he'd rather be the one to call in the authorities and ended up blowing the whistle over the couple's illegal activities. Mark was granted immunity in return for revealing their dark secrets, and the Chrisley couple ended up losing everything. Now that everything about Todd's shameful affair is out in the open, we can only imagine how furious Julie must be. In an episode of the pair's podcast, Chrisley Confessions, recorded before they were sentenced, Julie talked candidly about the whole situation. She tried to be optimistic and see the silver lining in all this. Speaking about the whole thing, she said, "I know in my heart that I'm a Christian. I believe in God. I believe that God can work miracles. I believe that he will take care of my family, that if I die today, I know where I'm going. Despite the fact that the whole world has found out about Todd's affair and his ex-lover has canceled their careers by taking them to court, Julie still wants to try to save face. In fact, she said that her relationship with her husband has only grown stronger after all this mess. She even told her fans, "I'm grateful that our relationship has grown instead of falling apart. When people go through traumatic events, a lot of times they don't make it." Not only that, Julie tried to paint her marriage as an anomaly. She was insistent that even though other couples fall apart when faced with issues such as these, issues in question being your husband having a gay lover, but according to Julie, she and Todd are different, and the stress has only brought them closer. She said, "A lot of times the relationship falls apart because everything is stressful. There's way added pressures and people don't make it." Looks like Julie is in denial about the whole situation. It must be hard for her to accept that her husband and the father of her 5 children might have been gay all along, and that he went ahead and cheated on her with an employee and a friend. Now the couple, Todd and Julie, have been sentenced to 19 years in prison. The husband and wife have been committing tax fraud for years. They aren't just ordinary criminals who would lie and steal from ordinary people. In fact, they have swindled banks out of $30 million by claiming to be real estate moguls. All the while, the money loaned from banks and obtained from tax evasion was being used to fund a very lavish lifestyle. Despite everything being out in the open, the couple continue to put the blame on Mark alone and insist that they are innocent. Their lawyer released a statement saying, "Todd and Julie are people of faith, gives them strength as they appeal their convictions." Read a statement from the couple's attorney, who added that the trial was marred by serious and repeated errors, including the government lying to jurors about what taxes the couple paid. As the couple struggled to accept their lengthy prison terms, it's not hard to imagine that Julie is probably having by far the worst time. Not just the realization of having to spend 7 years in prison, she's also dealing with the news of her husband's infidelity and his sexuality. She spent her entire life being married to a gay man, and now her husband's sexuality has resulted in ruining her life's work.
The couple is expected to serve 85% of their sentence. Romani, who has no ties to the Chrisley case, adds that's the minimum they're going to have to serve if they're model inmates.
For the time being, the couple's marital problems have been put on hold as they try to lessen their prison sentences and come to terms with their horrible realities. When they first heard the sentence, they were all devastated, as you can very well imagine. A source spoke to the media and said, when they first learned the sentence, they were all hysterical, and there was lots of crying from everyone. No one could believe that this was the outcome. Of course, the youngest kids are taking this the hardest, as the source explained. They are inconsolable. Grayson and Chloe are obviously taking this the worst because they all really depend on Todd and Julie. It is such a sad day for all of them. In an 11th hour grab for mercy, they told the judge that their adopted 10-year-old daughter, Chloe, doesn't want to live if her mom goes away. Their adult children also struggle with the consequences of their parents' actions and the drama and embarrassment it's caused them. Last night, their 25-year-old daughter, Savannah, took to Instagram to defend them. She posted a quote from Twitter pastor Kimberly Jones that read, "Noah didn't stop building the ark to explain himself to everyone who doubted and hated on him. Keep building your ark. The rain will do the talking." Their other daughter, Lindsay Chrisley, who was estranged from her famous father but recently reconciled with him, posted a photograph with her girlfriends who'd gone to her home to support her with a bottle of champagne. None of their sons commented on the parents' sentencing or their father's affair. Are the children also defending their father's infidelity and their parents' fraud? We will find out after they all make their stance about the matter public. Until then, we can do nothing but only speculate. Besides, the couple want everyone to believe that the government lied, that Todd's former lover and business partner lied, that everything is false, and they are, after all, the perfect Christian couple that they always pretended to be. How far is this tactic of denial going to work? We don't know, but one thing is for sure, their time on TV is over. Fans are already furious about their scandals. One fan took to Twitter to vent his frustration and said, "Todd Chrisley sentenced to 12 years in federal prison for tax evasion. His wife gets 7. How many years has he been on TV pretending to be a Christian? He's a career swindler. He got what he deserved." That's it for today, folks. Until next time, goodbye.